areas in our body's riding system. We're focusing on a part of the body which is so important for sitting up in the saddle, for using your hands well, for getting a consistent contact, and which is so often neglected by rider programs which focus almost solely on the pelvis and lower body. So we're looking up around here and around the shoulder blades and the upper to mid back. Now, my members know that I'm a little bit obsessed about the stuff that we're looking at today. And if you thought that yesterday's stretches were a bit weird, well, the weirdy theme continues today. We've got one of my absolute favourites for releasing tension in the neck, which looks very strange, but yes, who doesn't need to get tension out of their neck right now? There's also a key release that riders need for opening up through the chest and for getting your shoulders back and down when you ride. And we learn what our shoulder blades should feel like when they're properly engaged in the saddle. So enjoy your session. Please let me know what you think afterwards. Drop me a message or comment below. Okay, we're going to start in seated, and first we'll spend a bit of time tuning into our posture and breathing. So feel your seat bones pointing down into the mat. Grow to your full height with the back of your neck long. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back and down. Open wide through the collarbones and make sure you're not overarching into the back. Put your hands around the rib cage with your fingers to the front and thumbs to the back. We're going to breathe in through the nose, taking the air into the side and back of the ribs. And then breathe out through the mouth with a little blow for resistance to wake up the core. Breathe in through the nose. Take the air further down into the back of the ribs. Feel the fingers expand. Then, when you're ready, the lower abs, squeeze the air back up through the rib cage and out through the mouth. As you inhale, take the air even lower. Imagine it flowing down into the hips. And then your knicker-line abs start the squeeze to push the air back out through the mouth. Another round. Take the air in through the nose, down and full. Ribs expand under your hands. Keep your shoulders down. And as you breathe out, make sure it's the lowest ribs which fall inwards first, so the air is moving from the bottom upwards. Inhale through the nose. This time we're going to squeeze the air back out, starting with the muscles around the pelvic floor and the deepest abs, like pushing paste up a tube. Just keep going with that pattern. And if you notice any tension in the neck or shoulders, as I did just then, just ease it out as you breathe. So you stay where you are. I'm just turning sideways so you can see the next move we're going to do. So sit comfortably up on your seat bones, up to your full height. We're going to release the back of the neck and top of the shoulders. Take the hands to rest gently on the back of the head. And then give yourself the biggest double chin you can by lengthening the back of the neck. Then use your hands to gently push the head to roll down while your head resists slightly back into the hands. Then smoothly reverse it, so you're pushing the head up into the hands and resisting slightly back, just about 10% resistance. Come to upright and then carry on past upright to look up at the ceiling as far as you can go. Then smoothly reverse back the other way, so your hands are pushing your head and your head is resisting back into your hands. And as you come back down to double chin starting position, very gently, just release and nod through the full range of your new flip top head, which is what mine always feels like when I do this. And we're going to go again for 3 more. So you only want about 10% resistance with this one. So double chin, tucking the head down, and then pushing the head into the hands and resisting back with the hands. About 10 to 20% resistance maximum. You don't want to really go any heavier than that. Come up to upright. And then shorten through the back of the neck as you look up to the ceiling. And then reverse it. So pushing with the hands and resisting with the head. Come to upright. Tuck the chin. Lengthen the back of the neck. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through the back of the neck all the way down. Feeling a lovely release down the back of the neck. And then release. And roll through your flip top head. Definitely should be feeling more motion and movement into the neck after this. So we go again. So double chin and then pushing the head into the hands. About 10% resistance. Remember, don't go too heavy. Come up through upright and then looking up, up, up towards the ceiling. and then smoothly reverse it. So hands pushing into the head resisting, through upright, tuck the chin tuck's really important, lengthen through the back of the neck, all the way back down to the full length, and then release and nod through the flip top head. And we're going to go for one more. I love this one, it's brilliant. So double chin, lengthen through the back of the neck, and then lifting the head into the hands, long through the neck, long through the back of the neck, through to upright, and then looking up towards the ceiling, and then smoothly reverse it. So hands push into the head, tucking the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, get all of the length, and then release. And feel the increased range of motion that you've got through the neck there. Brilliant. So now we're going to move on to one of my absolute favourites. You're going to look like a nutter doing this, but it is worth it. I call it the face smush. You'll see why. So we're going to use the same push and resist this time, but this time we're turning the head. So take your hand to the side of your face, and what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head into your hand's resistance. So turning the head, about 10% resistance. Make sure you're turning with the neck, not too much with the shoulders. Go to the full range of motion, and then as you did before, smoothly reverse it. So push into the head with your hand, into the face with your hand, and resist it with the side of the face. Come back to center. Just have a little release. And just see how you can owl your head all the way further round now. Give it another go. So hand to the side of the face, turning the head, the face into the hand, turning with the neck as much as you can rather than the shoulders. Go as far as you can, then reverse it. So pushing into the side of the face with the hand, resisting with the face, back to center, gently release, and then turn round to see how much more movement you've got in the back of the neck. And we'll go again. So hand to the side of the face, and use the neck muscles to turn the face into the hand, resisting with the hand, all the way around as far as you can comfortably go. And then reverse it smoothly and gently back round to center, resisting with the face. And you should feel with this that every time you do it, you get a little bit more rotation into the neck. This is great for releasing a lot of the muscles down the back and side of the neck. It's fab, I love it. So, other side. So take the face and press it into the hand, resisting with the hand as you turn. Use the neck to turn as much as you can. And then smoothly back the other way, pressing into the face with the hand and resisting with the neck muscles via the face back to center. And release. And then see how much further you can take your neck round. We're going to do two more. Hand to the face, turn the face into the hand, using those muscles down the right hand side of the neck there, as round as far as you can go, and then smoothly reverse it back the other way. Take your time, come back to center and release. And again, have a little move through the range of motion, go a lot further this time. And third one, so turning the face into the hand. As we said, about 10% resistance with these, around as far as you can go, and then smoothly coming back towards center. Take your time, and at center, release. And then just feel that increased range of rotation in the neck, and lots more freedom down the back of the neck. It's a great one, that one. I absolutely love it. Your neck should feel great. So let's move down the body now to open up through these muscles here, including the pec minor, one of the smaller chest muscles, which can give us a lot of forward rounded shoulders. So you're going to want a cushion possibly to put your head on. It's not essential, but if you've got one to hand, it does make it more comfortable. So we're coming down to lie on our side. And you just want to make sure you've got your legs somewhere stable. It doesn't really matter, provided they're keeping you stable and your back is straight. Get yourself comfy with your cushion if you're using it. As I say, it's not essential, but it does help it feel comfortable, just so that you're comfortable enough to hang out here for a few minutes. So you're going to take that top arm up to point at the ceiling. Once it's here, drop your shoulder blade down with gravity and down your back, almost like you're plugging it in. Then angle the arm slightly towards the ear. So just bring the upper arm closer towards the ear, and then allow the weight of that arm to take it backwards and let it hang there. So you're letting the weight of the arm sort of hang off those muscles across the front of the shoulder. And we are just going to hang out here for a good 40 seconds or so. So just breathing completely normally. What we're doing here is just encouraging those muscles to open up that pull our shoulders forward and down and give us that kind of rounded shoulder posture in life and at desks as much as on horses. But it's really important for us on the horse to be able to be open and wide through the chest. So just let the weight of the arm encourage those muscles to go back to the length that they should be. And you might get a bit of sort of pins and needles or a little bit of feeling down the arm. Just wiggle the fingers, get those muscles moving. Then just breathe slowly and calmly here and give those muscles time to release. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the arm first back up towards the ear a little bit, then back to the starting position, and then release it back down. Let those muscles have a chill for a second, and we're going to go again on the same side. So point up to the ceiling, drop the shoulder blade down, angle towards the ear, and then let the weight of the arm take it back. And just breathe and allow those muscles to release. You can have a bit of a play with the angle of the arm and how far back you let the arm fall. And just move around in that stretch to find where you're going to feel maximum benefit. But it's usually around about this angle. And we're looking to feel this quite deep across the front of the shoulder and sort of the junction between the shoulder and the chest. So kind of nipping in behind the sort of top outside corner of your boob. So just taking your time to breathe into that stretch and then bring it back towards the ear, point to the ceiling and rest it back down. Fab. Let's flip over onto the other side. So just get yourself lined up the other way. And then take that top arm when you're ready and nice and stable. Make sure you're comfy enough to hang out for a couple of minutes. Point up towards the ceiling, drop the shoulder blade down and back. Let the arm angle towards the ear and then fall with its own weight backwards so that it's hanging off those muscles across the front of the shoulder and into the chest. And just breathe. So it can be quite tricky to access this the pec minor muscle that we're talking about releasing here because it's quite a short muscle, so you need to be quite specific in the movement that you use to get to it. So another deep breath here. And then when you're ready, just, if you're getting a bit of pins and needles or something, just have a little wiggle through the fingers. Angle back up towards the ear, back to the starting position, and release the arm back down. And go again. So arm up, point to the ceiling, shoulder blade down and engaged. Angle the arm towards the ear and let the weight of the arm fall backwards. And just bring that gentle pull into the front of the shoulder and into the chest. Breathing nice and normally here. We're going to hang out for as long as we need to here to feel all those muscles let go and feel a nice sense of release. And the deeper you can breathe and the more relaxed you can breathe, the easier it will be for those muscles to chill out. So just take nice big deep breaths into the ribs, side of the ribs there. Again, if you get pins and needles or you want to just move the angle of the arm to maximise the stretch, please do. And then angle it back towards the ear, point it up towards the ceiling and release it back down. Great job. So come now to seated for a useful move to remind ourselves and our muscles what engaged shoulder blades should feel like. So often when we try to engage our shoulder blades, we just sort of pull them together whereas what we want is to have them flatten against the back of the ribs. So let's try this in order to remind ourselves of the feel and to set us up for some of the activation work that is going to come next. So for this, take your arms out to the sides at shoulder height, reach them long, then take the arms slightly back, but just by moving the arms, not by actively squeezing the shoulder blades at this stage. Then you want to rotate the arms to point the palms first upwards and then carry on round so that the thumbs point down backwards behind you. And you'll feel the bottom points of your shoulder blades press into the back of the ribs. You'll feel a stretch down the arms. Keep those arms long and let those muscles, any muscles that you're feeling this, let them release. So quite often you'll feel this across the chest, but you'll also feel it quite often down the muscles of the arms as well. So just breathing as naturally as you can here and trying to keep those shoulders down away from the ears and feeling the shoulder blades flatten into the back of the ribs. And then release. So let me just do it again with us, showing you from the other side. So reach the arms out to the sides, reach the arms long. Then you're going to take the arms backwards and then rotate the palms upwards. And then take the thumbs to point down behind you. Now feel how the bottom of the shoulder blades move in close to the back of the ribs. So you can see here that my shoulders look quite wonky. As some of you know, I broke my left shoulder a few years ago and it's quite badly, and it has never moved quite the same as the right one since. So that's why things can look a little bit kiffed, and it looks like the shoulder capsule basically moves a little bit differently on the left than it does on the right. But holding here and breathing into your ribs. And then when you're ready, we're going to rotate the arms back round to their starting position and release. So now that we've released through the front and reminded those shoulder blades where they should be, let's switch on and start to strengthen the muscles which make that happen. So I find kneeling easiest for this, but feel free to stay seated if kneeling hurts your knees. So first we're going to repeat the movement we just did. So arms reach out, they move slightly back, and then rotate the thumbs down behind you. Plug the bottom of the shoulder blades in, then keeping the shoulder blades there, bring the elbows towards the ribs. Then we're going to bring the hands into riding position, turn the palms upwards, and for this movement we're going to rotate the hands out to the sides of the body like this. And then bring back into centre, just to riding position. And then starting with the muscles between the shoulder blades, rotating the hands out and returning them to centre. So this is a brilliant movement for awakening and strengthening the muscles in between and around the shoulder blades. Just keep going with that rhythm. You want to focus on keeping your upper arms close to your rib cage. It's not about having your elbows totally rammed into your waist. That makes it quite an unnatural movement through the rotation of the shoulder. But really thinking of keeping those upper arms close and originating the movement between the shoulder blades. So that's where the movement happens. And the arms are just getting taken along for the ride. So a fantastic exercise for strengthening and awakening the muscles that we need to have a consistent contact. Our contact begins between the shoulders rather than in the hands. And we can only really be consistent and effective if those muscles are working consistently and effectively too. So squeezing, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, and return to riding position. Just have a little rest for a moment and let those muscles loosen off. Couple of rolls of the shoulders before we go again with another set. So palms up, elbows to sides, shoulder blades down and together, and rotate the arms open. And then return to centre. So it's very much a smooth movement. You want to spend as much time opening as closing. There's nothing jerky about this movement. Trying to do everything with control. And really emphasising that this movement is happening between the shoulder blades and the arms are being taken along with it like a puppet almost. And just breathing naturally here. It's a good one to practice getting into the rhythm of Pilates breath here, to inhale to return the hands to centre and exhale on the exertion. But don't worry too much about that, just breathe normally and naturally. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep those upper arms in close to the ribs. We're nearly there with this. Back to centre. And one last one. And return to centre and release. So roll the shoulders back in a nice big circle or two. So finally, we're just going to take that work further down the back. So come on over onto your front. Just get yourself comfortable with your legs out long behind you. Toes pointed. And then bring your hands to around about sort of chin level, comfortably wider than shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down, plug the shoulder blades down the back. On an out breath, switch on the deep abs and the muscles between the shoulder blades. And imagine those muscles between the shoulders lifting the head, neck and shoulders up off the mat. And then inhale to return back down. Smoothly and with control. Then exhale to switch on the muscles between the shoulder blades and draw the head, neck and shoulders up. Push the pubic bone down into the mat here. Inhale to return the forehead to the mat. And exhale to lift, starting between the shoulder blades. Push the pubic bone down into the mat. Push the hips down into the mat. And return. Keeping the abs switched on. Just keep going with that rhythm. Exhale to switch on the muscles between the shoulder blades and draw the head, neck and shoulders up. Push the pubic bone into the mat and then inhale to return the forehead to the mat. Exhale to lift, shortening through the muscles of the back down along either side of the spine. And inhale to return the forehead to the mat. And we'll go again. Exhale to lift, leading with the muscles between the shoulder blades. And inhale to return the forehead to the mat. Now you don't necessarily need to go as high as I'm going. Just any lift through the head, neck and shoulders will be beneficial to helping to switch those muscles on down either side of the spine and between the shoulder blades. And however high you're going, make sure you're pushing your hips and your pubic bone down into the mat rather than crunching through the lower back. So lifting to whatever height works for you, but making sure those hips and that pubic bone is pushing down into the mat. You can modify this by not coming so high or by putting more weight into your hands, or you can progress it and make it more challenging by trying to keep the pressure into the hands as light as you possibly can. And last one. And inhale to return down to the mat. And from here, we're going to lift back and sit back on the heels into a lovely child's pose and let all of those back muscles that we've just been working stretch themselves off. Breathing big air into the ribs, feeling the air as we take it in, really expanding all of those muscles around the spine and around the ribs as well. Take as long as you need here to feel all of those muscles loosen off through the back. And when you're ready, you can roll back up to sitting to finish. Well done! I hope your neck and shoulders are feeling amazing. Don't forget to watch out for the email in your inbox tonight with your on-horse tip. And tomorrow we're going to move on to the third of the 5 key areas in our body's riding system. So I'll see you then.